Keyana will step to the center of the room. Keyana will bow and then lift her head gently.
Joel kind of nudges the Tenrir back a little bit.
My queen, I have come here in search of answers.
Answers are worth quite a lot. Are you willing to pay what it would cost?
Yes.
Very well. Speak your first question.
The Summer King, Nought. I am the current seal for him. It's quite the character. Do you know of any ways to possibly lessen the effects of his overwhelming sense of dread that he instills in me?
She actually gets a smile and, oh, that's not a good look for her. That just looks wicked. You just need to put him in his place. He's got no backbone, that one.
I see.
Why is he troubling you?
I believe he sees me as weak and that he could take over my body to cause chaos.
Well, are you weak?
No.
Very good, girl. Nought is a weasel and a scoundrel. He was bad, so now I'm teaching him a lesson. He puppeted an entire subspecies of Underdark Fae without my permission. I hope you don't mind keeping a hold of him for a little while, but if you wish for me to talk some sense into him, I can, of course, do my best. She cracks her knuckles.
If you wish to speak with him, then...
Oh, believe me, it is my pleasure.
Oh boy.
Naughty.
Stop!
No. Go back.
I love how I'm the only one that's not flinching.
No, go back.
I'm so glad I'm the only one that's not flinching at that.
I told you it's gonna be fun. Anyway,
What kind of fun is this?
funny.
The fun
Anyway,
where Callie gets to torture us.
fun where I get to mess with you all.
Torture y'all.
I never want to hear Callie talk like that again. We have
Too bad you just
Too
agreed
bad.
to the entire conversation.
Yep.
She holds her hand out, and ice starts to wrap its way around your tattoos, mirroring the pattern in almost unison, almost a yin-yang opposition, where white ice runs along your arms and completely completes. Sorry, that was horrible. And completes.
completely complete. Let's go in the...
Fuck off. Run. Still reeling over the reaction to naughty. Anyway, runs along your arms and completes a sheath of purple and white. You're hiding in her shadow. Why don't you come and face me like a damn adult? And the ice starts ripping at the tattoos. Keyana, you get the sense of actual skin being shredded off of your arm as half of the tattoos disappear and start to pool into inky black shadow on the floor, which pushes you back slightly, with a little gust of wind, and you see something in the middle of the shadow for a moment, and then that something coalesces into a form, and its wings arc out around it, reminiscent of a large black rib cage.
Ooh, that's fun.
This is what you see.
Does he have 4 legs?
He does.
What a crab goblin.
He is most definitely a crab goblin. Anyway, Nought. He looks up slowly, kind of scrambles very slightly back on the cold floor. Mob puts a hand underneath her chin. You cowering little cretin. I put you in there so that you could learn some manners. Don't tell me you're slipping up again. I want you to work with your host, not against her. Yes, my love. So you will back off and give her time. Yes, my love. And you will let her sleep. Yes, my love. And if she lets you, you may use your powers, but only if you work together. Or else. And as she says else, the entire room gets 5 degrees colder. Yes, my love. She twiddles a lock of her hair, staring at him. You're lucky you still have my heart. Now get the hell back in there. And she flicks a little icicle at him, and Nought poofs and slams right back into your arm. Mob readjusts herself. Will that do for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Cracks her neck.
If I may, I do have a couple questions still.
Go on.
Nought has given me the gift of shadows, as I have obviously learned to use. And I have learned quite a lot about the tieflings made by Jalhalla and Relim. I was wondering if there was a second gift entwined with my predicament.
You're wondering if I granted you a power because of this seal to begin with?
Yes.
Under most circumstances, I hope you know I wouldn't give up this information for free. But, seeing as you brought my dear back to me for just a moment, she smiles, and damn, the thought of her having any sort of sense of love creeps you the hell out. I guess I can share this with you. To form such a pact, yes, both involved have to share a gift. Well, they don't have to. I guess you could say I just felt it was my duty. You hold within you a small shard of my magic as well.
I see.
Are you aware of what that means?
Very.
Very good. She crosses her arms. Now,
My last question. As I am currently Magister of the Ethereal Plane, and my boss,
she holds up a
Hercule,
hand. Once more, Keyana. She says your name, and you feel your entire body chill, just as her lips utter the word. You have not done anything for me yet. For the previous agreement. I have a request of you, which I think should settle anything that comes about in this meeting. When I sealed my dear husband within you and your bloodline, well, I didn't do it alone. The one who originally approached me about the concept wasn't myself, nor was it Nought, although he had been rather naughty. Now, are you aware of the purpose of Soulfire?
Yes.
Very well. This man called himself the progenitor of said Soulfire. I thought I should just torment Nought, but he appeared and paid me a visit one day. His eyes glowed bright with blue fires, and upon my inquiry, he gave me a name. I want you to find this man for me and bring him before me. He called himself Arshenhai. Can you do that for me?
I feel like I need to talk to other people about this. I need a second opinion on this, guys. Like,
You
me
discuss
out of
among
character.
yourselves.
That name sounds really familiar.
You
Yeah,
don't know who it is?
it's on the tip of my tongue.
Are you serious or are you fucking with me?
I legitimately can't remember.
Tenrir and Prisar have both halves of Ashen High.
Right, that's what it was. Okay.
She doesn't mean real him, does she?
No.
Good.
What?
Was that in
Lusha.
character? Or was
No.
that was out of character? Okay.
Ashen High is the whole god that you and Pris
Yeah,
have.
Aka and Ao.
Hmm.
Yes,
They
I
make
do
Ashen
believe Hachi said that Ashenhai is the combination of Aka and Ao. He also said that they are called the god of dust. And any other reminders of what Hachi said? Hachi also...
Adjudicator. right?
Adjudicator, yes.
Adjudicator.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that would break his freaking expression a little bit.
I don't know how to respond.
Mob points a finger at Tenrir. You know that name.
Kiana's pale. Kiana's paler than normal.
You as well. Where have you heard the name Ashenhai?
Kiana's gonna look to the group for an okay to tell what the fuck. Any reaction, guys?
Thumbs up.
Dad says thumbs up.
Tenrir looks unsure, but kind of like gives a may I look.
That's fair. I feel like Tenrir saying it himself. That's fair.
Kiana will nod. Careful.
Nuts. He'll bow to Mob.
Mhm.
This Ashen High. I was told they were split in two.
When?
I don't know the exact time, but my progenitor, I believe is the correct term I should use. He was the first. You would know him as the first holder of Aka, half of Ashen High. Heihachiro.
That stupid fucking playboy of a hat swordsman. She puts a hand to her head. Yes, I know him.
He holds, well, he used to hold half of Ashenhai.
Well, that's impossible.
An impossibility stands in front of you, milady.
I would be careful with the way you speak to me. But very well. Explain yourself. How are you an impossibility?
I am the current red tiefling, holder of Akka, half of Ashenhai.
She furrows her brow at this. Did that scoundrel tell you that?
Hey, Hachiro? He did.
You were lied to, boy.
What?
Akka and Owl are individuals. I know them personally. I do not know Shen Hai.
May I have one moment?
Take all the time you need.
Hey, Hachiro Ito, I call you here right now. Abraxas, bring him.
Are you summoning Hachi into
Wait, the
this
what
chamber?
thing I told you not to do.
This is
Do
the
it.
worst idea, you
Do it.
realize.
Do
I'm
it.
going to die.
We're not gonna die. Because Abraxas just immediately like, yep, no, worst idea ever. Fine. Then tell him to explain.
Hachi to Abraxas.
Tell that boy he has no fucking idea what he's doing. If he brings me there, he'll get me killed.
Yeah, apparently you lied? Explain
About what?
quickly.
Oh,
Akka
I
and
don't know.
Al
I
are not-
lie about a bunch of shit. What?
Apparently you lied about Akka and Al being Ashenhai.
Yeah, Abraxas just... I didn't lie about Ashenhai. Wink.
He winks to Abraxas.
Don't say Jack.
He's saying he doesn't know. He's saying that that is what he was told, so...
You have no idea how important it is that they don't know this.
Probably because... I don't know, like... Great. He's saying that he might have been lied to as well. That's just freaking dandy.
Was that a lie or more lies? Tell me, Red Tiefling, what do you say that is the truth?
That I don't know, and that if they do know, that they're keeping me in the dark.
That is a very respectable answer. Will you find this Shenhai for me? She looks to Keyana.
Can't look at Tenor.
He'll put a hand on her shoulder and just... I'll make it your call, sis. If you think that it's something we can do... I mean, come on. We just found out I have a whole god in me, possibly.
You're just as bad as me. Kiana looks up to Mob, bows her head slightly, and says, I will.
Mob smiles and nods. Then your last question, yes?
It pertains to Leah She and her Magister artifact. We are currently unaware of where it could be and where it is, as well as the whereabouts of Leah. And we were wondering if you had any insight.
Of course, I have her. She smiles. However, it's not that simple. I can show you her if you want, but she's not herself.
She's not a hollow, is she? Oh no.
she's down in the dungeons, I can bring her to you. After all, you're doing me such a wonderful favor, as it were.
That would be ideal.
Nonchalantly, she leans a finger over here. Mob clinks a portal, and a form appears in the room. Keyana, this person, someone you had known from your time in the Feywild, someone you looked up to, someone who was always around. Well, one of the main reasons you even had considered joining the Magisters to begin with. Stands before you, but that doesn't look like her. Or at least, something's very wrong. Her eyes are empty and dark, vacant, and a large, prominent scar appears on the top of both of her palms. And she stands and just stares out at the courtroom, not emoting, not saying anything.
Does that look familiar to any of us?
This condition, Joel. It is identical to that which you saw in your daughter, Seldra.
Knew it, by the way.
Good. Was there anything in particular you wanted with her?
Not particularly. We were more concerned about her Magister artifact.
Yes, of course. Well, while she's in this state, I figured it's only logical that we keep a hold of that.
Completely understandable.
Keyana,
What?
can you ask where they found her?
If I may, my queen, ask where you found her in this state.
Her lip droops. I did not. Nought did. And as I'm sure it pertains to your awareness, getting a straight answer from that rascal is hard. Her eyes pop when she says that last word. Still will send a shiver down your spine.
Do the marks on her hand look like that of a blade?
On Leah's hands?
Mm-hmm.
No, she's just got holes in her palms. Flat out holes, one side to the other.
Tanner puts a hand where his hole used to be.
I see. I know I ask a lot of you, my queen, for asking so many questions, but if I may have one more small answer.
She puts both hands on her chin. I am not unwittingly cruel. You may.
Regarding your husband, is there any way to free him or break
Tilts
the
her
curse?
head. No, for whatever reason would you want to do that? I'm sure after your life ends, he'll come out of his own accord. She says this as if this shouldn't bother you. It bothers you.
Who'd have thought a being with no real concept of death doesn't see death as a big deal?
Keyana, can you see any soul connected to Leah?
Keyana, do you want to soul gaze Leashi?
Oh, so gately is she.
There's no soul.
Keyana turns it off. I'm not looking at Mob Soul, not for the life of me, dear lord.
Oh yeah, you don't want to look at that.
Well,
Keyana shakes her head.
then that can mean one of two things.
We can discuss this outside the chamber.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Joel nudges Tenru before he says anything more.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna say anything.
And you? She points to Joel. No questions, no words.
No questions for me.
Good. I like it when they're quiet. You may leave. And as she waves her hands, Keyana, you see the cold, empty, dead face of Liushi washed over by a whirlwind of snow, and those eyes, those empty, distant eyes, vanish behind the veil of snow.
Keyana bows, does not look up to Mob, and turns.
Seeing Keyana do that, Tenryel will do the same.
Solomon will bow as well.
Joel takes off his hat and bows.
Oh God.
Dang it.